here's a nice thing. Blizzard just being able to say, here's a patch coming out, and also here's the one in the PTR.
So good.
That's mad. We didn't even have this in Legion.
Yeah, like I was amazed when I saw this. I was like, oh yeah, that's what video games do. Real live service video games have infographics that show all the stuff that's coming in multiple patches, except this one's like actually kind of more in depth and better.
New activity.
Sometimes. Mad.
Sniff and seeking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I said that. It's just a peculiar word.
I think you tried to set up some form of like...
Yes.
Yeah, you set me up for something, but there was nothing that I thought of that I could say reasonably, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
So overall then, yeah, hey, it's nice. We've got patch out very, very, very soon, which actually does have more content than we thought.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how long the campaign's going to be. I have to assume it's not particularly
like an
long.
hour or two, like I imagine.
But hey, yeah, it's some new stuff. The vaults are cool. It's kind of neat seeing Blizzard actually try new stuff. Purian, that's all parallelization, so they just have enough people they can work on all the patches at once. Like, obviously, previously, they had lots of parallelization. It's just they have so many more people now that they can work parallel on, I suppose, more things than previously.
Yeah, I have this whole, like, this whole theory about how they've just taken all the red tape that used to exist and, like, ceremonially threw it into a shredder and then dumped the ashes and set it on fire. Or dump the shreds, set it on fire, and then like dump the ashes into the ocean or something, because it is like, it's crazy how much stuff is happening, and the fact that it's not all being lumped into one patch makes me feel like they've decided internally to go, don't do something, developers. They're like, yeah, we have loads of ideas, and like production team are just like, go do them, put them in the game. I was like, oh sweet, and that's why you have like just lists and lists of stuff for a change, as opposed to like a 3 bullet point patch during Shadowlands. Mad.
This is one of those things. I don't know where the info came from. As in, I don't know if this came from... I don't think it came from any sort of source. I think they talked about it publicly. Maybe they did. Hopefully they did. But remember they talked, or somebody talked anyway, about one of the things changing with 9.1.5, with that being like exactly basically what you said, taking some red tape down, allowing some of the more junior people in teams to actually take the lead and do shit.
That's been
and it's kind of interesting.
Success.
We've seen new names emerge. And I suppose we've seen some of those older names go and work at other companies. But yeah, whatever they've shaken up, it certainly does actually seem to be working, which is nice. It was really, I mean, it was a pretty grim 4 years, wasn't it?
It was
like, when I think about that?
Yeah, when I think back to it, I'm like, oh, though this game's lucky anyone's still here. Like, it seriously is. It might be like one of the worst like live service things that isn't one of the super clowned upon ones.
Yeah, it's not an Anthem.
But they managed to somehow, maybe it's through the strength of the IP, maybe it's through the strength of people's like habits, that they managed to just about stick through. But that's why I'm not surprised Dragonfly had like so few returning players. Yeah. Because why would you come back without being Stockholm syndromed in some capacity, or like love the game so much that you're like, you know what, I will give you a second chance. Because that's like, they burned bridges with how bad that was for player habits, for everything. But it wasn't intentional. Like, I think that's a lot of it. It was just like, oh, you were misguided for a long time, but now you've seen the light and are coming back to us. Like, okay,
I think there is some of that. A lot of, or at least a fair few of the individuals in my head are actually no longer on the WoW team, so it's probably okay-ish to say. I know of a lot of... very looking down on the player base perspectives that were floating around parts of that team.
Yeah, that's very clearly gone.
I do know that some of those people are no longer there. Not to just pin the whole thing on a small number of people. It is obviously a larger, more systemic problem with how the WoW team obviously was being ran. Maybe they needed more leadership resources, right? It does seem that they had. I don't want to say a reshuffle, because that... You know, that brings up like, oh, the Prime Minister has reshuffled his or her cabinet, whatever. Who's gone? No, not like that. I mean, it's just there's more people on the WoW leadership team now. That must be nice. Because if you are trying to lead the game and there's not enough people with you, it's going to be an absolute horrible, horrible job. So yeah, I don't know. Perhaps some attitudes have changed.
I mean,
Some processes have changed.
They clearly have. They clearly have at every step.
Yeah,
there's no
actually paid off here.
There's no way that team and that approach makes this. There's no feasible way, none whatsoever. It fully feels like, and I know I used this analogy earlier today in the video, but it feels very much like, hey, Gordon Ramsay's come in and kick the kitchen apart. And they've had like that talk outside, that like real heart to heart is like, why are you doing this? And it's like, I don't know, why am I doing this? I hate this, is all my passion for cooking is gone. And then somehow this applies to the whole team. They're like,
is there breast milk in the
yeah, this breast milk is rancid. No, and they're like, okay, let's clear out the fridge. Let's put some almond milk in there or something instead. Even though that's not the point of the fridge. Anyway.
That is okay. Number one, sorry to torpedo your analogy.
Yeah.
Number two, can you believe that was a story?
Yes, but I've been around long enough. I can believe a lot of things that I shouldn't be able to believe.
Sometimes you just kind of like, you wake up and you survey what's happening. Like, what the fuck? How did any of this happen?
I think.
Oh my god.
I think that's really what happened. A lot of us is we're like, what the? You know what? Let's all collectively forget all of that. Not literally, of course. More in the like approach, and like forgiveness kind of angle, and the more it's healthier to remember but let go in that kind of sense. But it's like, yeah, that was insane, and everyone's like, yeah, game's good now, and that attitude made a bad game. So the good game is a what's the term I'm looking for? Like I guess it's a marker, like a bit of evidence of change internally, where it's like clearly, no, I shouldn't bring it up. That's a bad idea. That's a rabbit hole. Basically, things are very interconnected systemically. So when something's bad because of bad behaviors, then something becomes good. It implies heavily that the good behaviors are fixed. I think that's very much it. But that's what my analogy was about. It was Gordon Ramsay come in, but we, the collective player base, were Gordon Ramsay. And we were like, why, developers, are you making this game that tastes so bad? And they're like, that's a good point. We should make a game that tastes good. And then they did. We're like, sweet. Thanks. World of Warcraft is delicious now. I guess to wrap my analogy up. I've lost my marbles. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, the point is, big good. Just big good feels nice. There was just a lot of doom and gloom floating around that really did make it just it made a lot of things like suck, I suppose. So it's nice that we can like broadly feel sort of happy and secure.
Yep.
To continue on with the news, we do have a new Twitch drop coming. Oh yes.
Yes, I love watching Twitch.
It is the Disco Ball toy. You can get the Disco, which has a very cute, acronym thing. Watch 4 hours of Twitch between March 21st and April 2nd. You will get a thing. There you go.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Just say, okay, no, I won't. No, yeah, you can watch Twitch if you like. It's fine.
As much as a bit of me eye rolls at what I would call inorganic engagement, at the end of the day, I can't blame Blizzard too much. Everyone's doing it. You may as well get in on it.